Coleman medal.
The Norm Smith medal.
Brownlow medal
Is Jimmy Bartel.
Matthew Lloyd.
Friday night, Sydney v Port Adelaide at the SCG for a place in the AFL Grand Final. It doesn't get better than that. And thought Port Adelaide last week, they prepared well by Kenny Hinkley. They executed beautifully. Their pressure on Hawthorn was unbelievable, off the charts. We want to show what they did to Hawthorn. It wasn't just about pressure, but it was about stopping them, Jimmy, from getting at the footy to the open side of the ground.
Yeah, so they're really quick, and I love this look behind the footy. That is up the back of your direct opponent, but they close it down really quickly. It's called getting the opposition to go really skinny and rolling up, and lots of communication. You'll see throughout this, players are communicating. As this play on, this is normally Hawthorn throughout the year. Overlap, probably scrimshaw, it's cut out. The next player comes up and we see this great tackle from Butters. So cutting out the release, cutting out the overlap. Here is how Sydney will go against Port Adelaide if you let them just play football. Look at this coming through the middle. None of this aimlessly running. You've got to actually come take out your direct opponent. The Lizard King here, just keep an eye on him. Look at that work rate. This will be him against Port Adelaide, Lloydie, and good things happen. You can't allow just lazy work coming up on the mark. You've got to cut out the release.
So what we're saying Port Adelaide did to Hawthorn, they must do it and do it even better against the Sydney Swans, because if you lapse for a split second, you're in serious trouble against the Sydney Swans. Let's look at the midfield matchups. Both teams are that strong. I'm not sure how many teams can go as deep as that, but when you look down to even the Swans, potentially Adams being your 8th or 9th best midfielder and Travis Boak, it's pretty exciting. But I want to ask you, who do you send to Zach Butters? Is it James Jordan?
Yeah, I think James Jordan will get first crack, because you let the others go about their business. Rowbottom might take him at stoppages, but the rest will be trying to charge forward. And he's so dynamic. He can, charge through the centre. Yeah, we see these highlights against the D's, but this is Zach Butters in full flight. But Lloydie, the opposition knows how to go after Zach Butters. They get under his skin. They can get after him because they want to avoid this sort of stuff, time and space. They want to distract him from what he does really well.
So we're talking about getting under his skin. So Zach Butters, I think he's their best player, but you can also upset him. So I think that's the task of James Jordan, as quick as possible at the SCG, to try and frustrate Zach Butters in this game. The Swans goal kickers, well, this is where it's interesting for Port Adelaide, because they've got Houston and Farrell not playing, but they don't have the big 60-70 goal kicker, but there's options everywhere, isn't there?
Even spread, and they can mix and match. You can bring the tools up higher the ground, and then that leaves Papley, Haywood, or one of these guys coming through the midfield. They can take the goal square, but they just get an even contribution, and they can play many different forms in front of the footy.
And I think Papley and Haywood are the two most important of the Swans. Who are some matchups you think potentially for those two?
Well, it might be Sin, who came in last week. Bergman took Watson as a small forward. Of course, they still got to cover off the tools. We can have a look at Jones maybe going to Haywood. So it's going to be so interesting, because they're going to have to ask some of them to play a little bit taller. Or do you need the speed of someone like Bergman, who's pretty good laterally, to take Papley? Because we know Papley, if he kicks a goal, everyone in the SCG is getting up and about.
How good's this bloke going?
So underrated. You're a wizard, Harry. And he's taken the opposition's best small forwards, and we keep highlighting small forwards being the difference in the game. But this guy is a typical Swans player. By the end of the year, you just go, geez, he's had a fantastic year. If you look at all the names, he's got to hold them all. He goes about his business. He contributes when the ball goes forward as well. Been an absolute gun for him, Harry Cunningham.
One goal against him in the last 7 weeks, and we think Willie Rioli is the player that he goes to, because he's just been so good for Port in recent weeks.
Everything he touched last week turned to goal. Look at this ball use. If you're a forward, you'd be absolutely licking your lips. He hits the scoreboard, doesn't waste a possession. Last 2 years, leads most goal assists in finals, direct goal assists. So whatever he touches and goes inside forward 50 normally results in good things. Look at this, just the balance, sums it all up. Look at the pressure on. Finds out the far side of the 50 here for Narkle.
Do you give him any chance, Jim, Port?
I do give him a chance, because if they bring the heat like they did in the first quarter, but I just think the Swans have a touch more class on their home deck.
Yeah, the Swans for me as well. Saturday twilight is Geelong v the Brisbane Lions, and Brisbane had a great win, a fantastic win, a comeback from behind against the Giants, but a concern for them is their stoppage numbers. So they conceded 56 points from stoppage when AFL average is 31 points. And here's a couple where the Giants high forwards, Jimmy, which Geelong have a lot of, got a hold of them.
Yeah, so we'll see Brent Daniels here. He's normally a small forward. He comes up with the stoppage, and this is a bit of a theme for the Giants, especially in the first half. You keep your midfielders going to work, but you can actually get some really good looks. You don't stay at the stoppage. Here's little Shorty Daniels, who's followed through for the footy, but they constantly sent up a high forward, which allows the opposition, the Giants, to go to work on the opposition's best. So Bedford's doing his tagging role. This time it's Toby Green, it's even Daniels up there over on Finn Callan. But speed and movement, at least you're asking some questions of the Lions midfield who love to get really in tight and win that hard footy, and some good things can happen. And who do the Cats have? They've got plenty of small forwards who come up to the stoppage and like to burst through the front. So they'll have a look at what the Giants did against the Lions. Plenty of movement, and at least ask enough questions of that dynamic Lions midfield.
When Ross Lyon was on this program, he used to talk about opportunity and threat. And I think when you play on Dane Zorko, he's a threat because he's just about the best in it. But he gives you great opportunity. So this was him on Peatling. So it was a poor moment for him. Peatling kicks a goal. The next stoppage. So Dane is going to give you a chance. So Dane's back here. Here's Peatling. So he's going to give you a great opportunity to score. So that's your opportunity. But your threat is just how good this guy is to bounce back, kick a couple of goals and influence the game.
Yeah, and that's the thing I loved. He didn't just accept his position. So if he knew Peatling was going to come with him, let's take Peatling to some positions he doesn't like. So he actually moved up, higher up the ground. So whenever he got possession, he made the Giants pay some vital goals in that massive comeback.
Jeremy Cameron. So we're at selection tonight and we say who can Brisbane play on him? And we've got Harris Andrews coming up. Talk through what you think, Jimmy. We'll start with Harris Andrews. Can he do the job?
Well, he can, but we might spare him tonight because we want to free up Harris Andrews, and that's what he plays. That's the role. He's the intercepting defender. Payne, unfortunately, he's got the big pillow on his knee, and it might be a bit difficult to catch up with Jeremy Cameron.
Starcevic, we don't think he's big enough, do we?
He's not big enough. Get your running shoes on, Ryan Lester, because I think Jeremy Cameron is going to take you very high up the ground and very deep as well. So I think that'll be the role that we'll see happen this weekend. And
I'm going to throw something at Chris Scott at selection, and I am bringing back De Koning for this game because Joey Daniher is red hot. And look at the record that De Koning has had on Joey Daniher in the last two meetings. So last year, 90 minutes for 1 goal. This year, 45 minutes for 0 goals. So who do you drop? Maybe Zach Tui could be the heartbreak. And I'm not sure there's a great matchup for him if they don't go down this track.
Well, the good option too with both of them, if they try to go Mark Blitzarves, who took Dixon as well, but De Koning this year playing in the ruck. So the good thing is they can keep that matchup going up to the centre bounce. So if Joey tries to free himself up in the ruck, De Koning can come ruck with him or Mark Blitzarves.
And it's probably Henry, potential Blitzarves, you think?
Yeah.
Yep. Who are you going with, Cats?
I'll go the Cats.
Yeah, Cats for me as well.